Welcome back to Big O's channel, where there's a lesson to be learned in every single video. You know what I'm saying? Back at it again. So you're about to go on that first date, that first meet and greet. Here's a couple of tips that I have learned over the years. Remember, I'm 41. I've been dating since I was probably, 15, 16? So this is 25 years of experience. So if you're young, a little old at heart, whatever you want to say, here's a couple of tips for my fellas on how to have the best first impression on that first date or that first meet and greet. All right? Be right back. Welcome back to Big O's channel. So before I even get into the video, check out my other Instagram page called Harlem Shed. Blankets for everybody. I make blankets for men, women, children. It's a gift for any occasion, birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas time's coming up, Mother's Day. If it's something you're interested in, hit me up on my Instagram page, Harlem Shed. So, fellas, you about to go on that first date, that first meetup. You talked, you set the date, or you text, whatever you did. These are some proven tips that I've learned. I've had some wins, I had some, I don't want to say L's or losses, but these are the things I learned within my lifespan. And I'm, like I said in previous videos, I'm 41. And I've been dating since I was 15. Of course, I've been married, so I qualify to talk to you about some of these things. Now, some of the things I'm going to get into, might say, but oh, it's common sense. Common sense ain't so common. Trust me when I tell you, common sense ain't so common. But anyway, first and foremost, check your funds. I gotta go to my notes right here. Check your funds. You should have at least $500 in your account. If you're just going to Panera Bread, you should have at least access to $500. Check out my video when I only had like $200, I believe. Big mistake. Have fun, but big mistake. Fellas, if you go on a date, you should have access to $500. Let me tell you why. You don't know how the date's gonna go. What if the date goes really good? What if the date goes really good? What if you guys want to do more things? You know, true story. I met somebody once at a diner. We had a quick bite to eat. We ended up going to the mall. She bought some shoes for herself. I didn't spend no money on no shoes for her. I ended up buying like a jacket. Then we went to lunch. Then we went to the movies. Then we went to dinner. She actually ended up coming back to my house because she was tired. And she left. You know, nothing really happened except, basic stuff. But the fact is, we went from brunch to spending the whole day together. You never know. So if you don't have access to at least $500, I would strongly suggest don't go on the date. You should be on time. You should be on time. Be 15 minutes early. Me personally, I am big on time. I cannot stand when people are late. I don't tolerate it from my staff. I don't tolerate it from my family. You should be on time. Because the bottom line is, if it's important to you enough, you would be on time. I don't care if you got 2, 3, 4 kids. I don't care what's going on. Let me ask you a question. If I had a check for $1 million to give you going to be late? No, you're not. Enough said. So if you have to even time it out or plan it out, let's say the place is about 15, 20 minutes away. I recommend don't go no more than 15, 20, 25 minutes away from your house. Especially if you're driving, time it out. Go on Waze, the app Waze, and try to get out a feel for how long it's going to take you to get there. Be on time. Next, iron your clothes. Don't be wearing jerseys and sports clothes to meet a woman, fellas. Like, come on, man. Like, throw on a nice polo shirt, nice dress up button down, some nice jeans. You don't have to be dressed up or look like you're doing something. Don't like you're going to play basketball or coming from the gym. My sister once said she met up with a guy for lunch in downtown Manhattan. The dude came with sneakers, basketball shorts, and a jersey. Come on, fellas. Look, take some time, throw something nice on. All right? Next, for the love of God, brush your teeth, comb your hair. You should have a haircut. Don't go on these dates and you looking scruffy muffly. In my other dating chronicle story, check it out. I talked about how I came from work. I didn't even take a full shower. I took a rag and I did one of these bird things. Don't do that. Go home and take a full-fledged shower. Don't cheap it out. First of all, when you feel clean, when you clean, your hair's right, you put together, you walk different, you talk different, you're more confident. Trust me when I tell you this. Don't do one of these things where you bring your clothes to work unless you have a full shower at work. If you can't take a full shower, don't do it. But don't do anything. We take a rag, you do one of these now. Go home or make sure you have access to a full shower before you go out. You make sure you have a haircut. Make sure you have deodorant. You make sure you brush your teeth. All these little things you should be doing before you meet somebody for the first time, fellas. I shouldn't be telling you this, but I see it. Make sure you do the basics. Also, on top of that, make sure your car is clean. Women don't want a dirty behind car. Make sure you taking the time to clean your daggone car inside out. Now you might be saying, but why is all this necessary? You got to make a first impression. Let's just say the date's going good and she comes back to your car and she wants to have a conversation. That's happened to me. My car was cleaned. I didn't have candy wrappers around it. I didn't have McDonald's bags all over the place. My car was clean. And because it was clean, I come off as clean and she know I'm a clean person. So it's little things like this. Ladies pay attention to these things, but I'm not going to stay on that. Too tough. Here's a tip. Put the cologne on in the car when you first pull up and you're about to get out to go meet her. Don't put the cologne on when you're leaving the house. When you get to your destination and you're about to get out the car, that's where you put the spray on. You hit this, you hit the neck, boom! I can't tell you how many times someone say, you smell good, you're daggone right, because now the aroma is fresh. The aroma. So, all right, fellas, next. Eat something before you go on this date or meet up, whatever it is. Don't go there hungry. All right? Because if you go there hungry, you're going to eat every damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Even if it is a brunch, you don't want to be a no. You want to seem chill, calm, cool, collected, my dude. Don't go in there looking all right? Eat before you go. Matter of fact, that's a tip I learned from moms. She said before you go anywhere, always eat before you go there because you don't want to eat everything there. So that's a tip. Eat before you go. Have something where you're not starving. You know what I'm saying? But eat something before you go meet up. That way you can have like a drink or soda. Even if it's brunch, you can have like a pie or a cake. But eat before you go, fellas. That's a tip. Remember things you previously talked about with the person. You feel what I'm saying? So let's just say you guys text or talk before you actually met up. Let's say the woman says, I have a son, or I work in marketing. In the conversation, bring up her son and bring up marketing. Write down things before you meet up that she said to you, because that shows you listen and pay attention. A lot of guys don't do that. All right? So make sure you do these little things. All right? Make sure before you actually meet up with her, you have things in your head. Her name, where she's from, little things you should have gotten before you actually met her with, because you could just ask her these questions and then it makes you seem like you pay attention, which you should be, and makes you seem like you're highly intelligent. Also, with that being said, when you do this, it shows that you have a certain character about you, I would say, because a lot of guys talk about themselves. When you're on the date, he who asks the questions are in control of the conversation. So you make sure you get her talking. How you get her talking? Ask her about herself. Talk to her about her. Let her, hey, how you doing? Just let her go. Because you know what? Most people want to talk about themselves. And last but not least, keep a stick of gum and chapstick in your pocket. Why? You don't want your breath stinking and you don't want your lips to be chapped. I do this regardless at all times. You know, even if I'm not going on a date, I always carry gum, chapstick in my pocket because I don't want my breath stinking, and I don't want nobody talking about you got some crusty lips. Come on, you know how that little thing that foams on the side, you know? So that's it, guys. A couple of tips to do before you go on your first date. I've had some success with this stuff. You know, it's worked for me, and I want you to have success in your first date or first meetup. So until the next video, peace and love. Leave a comment, drop a comment, any suggestions you want to see. And until the next video, I'm out. Peace.